HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And before we get into our guest coming out of Texas tonight, just give a big shout out to our HHDG Media crew that makes it happen every week, every month. That's Rock Vader KB, T. Smith, the Mayor, Skelly Top, and myself, Wiki. And with that being said, you can check the latest music as well as our merch right at the bottom at our website, hhdgmedia.com. And as always, we continue to put out and share music from whether it be young artists to older artists that we know of. We put it on the website as well as our socials, IG and Twitter as well. And also peace to our Facebook fam out there, hip hop discussion group, HHDG. I'm sure they're tuning in right now. Let's get into it. Tonight we have a trio of young talent coming out of the South. And with that, many people still continue to have this talk of the South can't do this or they can't flow like this. They don't have content and stuff. These young brothers right here continue to prove there's something to be seen in the South. We're going to talk a little bit about their album, the anthology, as well as their solo work and other work that they have branched out with in their own local areas, as well as with other artists and producers. So without further ado, we're going to bring in the Village with Shaad Rogers.
Yo.
Sean Lexima. And Keelon Donnel.
What's up?
How y'all doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good, man. Good.
Glad to have you all on tonight.
Man, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with most of our guests, we like for you to introduce yourselves and everything, but I would like for you to just give a story of how all three of y'all met.
Who want to take that?
You can take it, producer.
All right. So really, it was Facebook, the power of the internet. I think a cousin of mine, he had, I think Rashad, he made a post on Facebook saying he wanted to work with like some new artists or whatever. And then a cousin of mine, he mentioned me and Sean, because me and Sean, we had already been working together since like 2016. So he mentioned us in the post that Shaad had posted. And to be honest, it was it from there. We linked up one day at my mom's crib. We made Voyage off of the Black Thoughts EP that we put out in 2018. That was the first song we ever recorded, and that was really it. Yeah, man.
Wow. So before the three of y'all linked up, did y'all already have like established yourselves in a certain way?
Not exactly. I mean, like I said, me and Sean, we were working together. I had just started making beats in like 2015.
Okay.
So yeah, me and Sean was working together for like a year, and then I think Shaad made that post in like 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so, I had just started focusing on the music scene more in 2016, and then I just came down from a year of doing a lot of shows and stuff like that. Just got back from Miami and stuff, doing shows, and I just wanted to work with new people, and I was introduced to them, and like Keelon said, we just went from there. We here now.
Yeah, definitely here. Yes, indeed. Cool. Now, being that there's one producer in the group, was there any other of the other two that might have dabbled with production?
Sean, did you dabble with production? I have never I tried it once or twice, but
Mm.
that was the thing that wasn't for me. I knew off the bat
You
that
knew it wasn't for you. Okay.
it wasn't my strong suit.
Shaad, I think your mic is mute.
Yeah, you can't hear you. You might be muted. Mm-mm.
That it.
All right. That's all right. While he's working on that, let's talk about some of your influences coming up. Because when you listen to your sound, I mean, you got a great mix of music from many different regions.
I mean, for me, as far as production, of course, Ninth Wonder. I would say he's the top. Like he's probably my biggest influence. He's my favorite for sure. Crisis, of course. Really the whole Soul Council. Jay Dilla, Flying Lotus, Alchemist, Static. There's a lot of different people. Yeah. I really grew up listening to a lot of like Hot Boys, like Zero, everybody from Texas. You know, that's what my dad was on. Then as I got older, I kind of like, you know, went to the West Coast, went to the East Coast with my sound or whatever. But yeah, it's a pretty wide range, pretty wide variety.
I had a pretty wide variety myself. My pops had me on a lot of West Coast coming up, from the Ice Cubes, Snoop Dogg's, Tupac especially, but also a lot of down south stuff from like the Fat Pats, the DJ Screws, and the UGKs and things of that nature. But I mean, I didn't start dabbling with like the things from the East for until I was probably like in high school. But however, I've always been infatuated with like lyricism, so like the Common and the Jay-Z's and the Biggies and all them, those kind of things, they always infatuated me. Also like the Outkast too. I was definitely those are definitely huge influences
Definitely.
that I listen to.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Influences, is that where we're at? I know
Yeah.
Ken Shaad to kick me out, but influences for me, man, was a very eclectic group of music. Like my dad was in a band. He played the drums, so I was always around music. I was an R&B head growing up. You know, Tony Braxton, Babyface, you know, a big Michael Jackson fan, and then I kind of transitioned into the rap game, you know, Dre, of course, everybody in Houston, Slim Thug, Paul Wild, Chamillionaire, Beltway DSR out of Dallas. Just a lot of different music. I was a Nirvana fan, Foo Fighters, you know what I mean? So poetry was my first outlet, and it kind of transitioned to R&B, and then from R&B to rap, and they kind of fused at some point.
Dope.
Yeah. And to answer that question earlier, I did take a stab at production with Fruity Loops years ago, and I made like a very trash attempt to make an R&B beat. It sounded like an old Jagged Edge, you know, all Jagged Edge beats sound the same. It was a little Jagged Edge type feel to it, man. That was my claim to fame with that. Nobody ever heard it but me, but
That's dope. Now, I had a quick question for as far as production. Are you familiar with Symbolic One?
Oh yeah, that's one. Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think I met him personally, but yeah, he just worked on. I think he was on Reason's album. Yeah, Reason. J. Cole, I believe too, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I came up listening to his group, Strange Fruit Project. Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to check that out. What's the name of it?
Strange Fruit Project.
Strange Fruit. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, they all out of Waco, Texas.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, definitely. And then, you know, from there, then I noticed how his production started, you know, branching out. He's working with other artists and everything.
Right.
And then he's a, how you say it? he's a great mentor for production, and it's shown in his son.
Right. Yeah. Vaughn. Yeah.
Producing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn Beats. Yeah. He's crazy too. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out.
Definitely. Yeah. I'll send you links later on for it.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Now with back with the sound, because as you can see from what all three of you just said, you all shown the different types of, not just the type of hip hop music that you came up on, but other genres as well. And like I was saying before, it shows in your music. You have a very diverse sound, and it's not just with the production wise, it's also coming from the lyricism as well.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
what I was going to say was, where you came up at, did you get any flack for that?
for me, I don't. Well, I think when I was first starting out, as far as production, I would hear like a lot of people say like I need to like speed up my music or whatever. I don't know what they meant by that. I guess they meant like the trap sound, but like that's not really like, you know, that don't really like move me in any way. I just heard a lot of that, but I never heard like what I'm making, is it good? You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, just speed it up a little bit. So that was really it for me.
Yeah, I got boys weren't trying to listen to what I was saying. It wasn't appealing to not be talking about, you know, to be talking with something of substance, in my opinion, what I call something of substance. So I didn't necessarily get flack because I don't think anything that I put out, you know, prior to working with Keelon and Shaad was trash by any means, but it was just different, you know. So it wasn't the norm from the South, and so you know, a lot of people kind of turned a deaf ear to it.
And one of the great things about your music is the substance. There's a message in all of your music, and you know, one of my favorites on Black Thoughts was Black Queen.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
And the way you did that transition, Keelon, and then how they you know, the two, it wasn't just the transition, it was how the rhymes went perfect with how you transitioned to that.
Right. Yeah. I remember that night of making that beat, to be honest. Like I remember I had the first section with like what you hear in the song, that how it stands now. And then I don't know, I like reversed the sample basically and put a different drum loop on it. And then like the ideas just came, and I was texting them, and they was just like, okay, that sounds good, you know what I'm saying? And they was with it. Like, that's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites to perform, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because of the transitions, it's just like kind of keeps people on their toes. I think Shaad and I like complement each other well with our delivery,
absolutely,
and the content, for sure.
Yeah, man.
I think we lost Shaad now.
Continuing on with that album, what's one of your personal favorites?
Black Thoughts. As far as production, oh man, that's hard.
I got mine. Mine is Love Live Life.
Okay.
And we didn't even do any rapping on that, but that's the way that the song came together. Like that's a beautiful song. I start my day with that song a lot.
There you go.
I think for me, as far as production, I would say Black Thoughts, the intro song, the title track. Just because like it came about so unexpected. Like when I heard the sample, like how it came out was not what I heard initially. So I would probably have to say that one. But as far as like a full complete song, I would have to say Rain. Rain is probably my favorite. So those horns that come in at the hook part, and then the singing, shout out to Justice. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites as well.
That's cool. And who you got to tell me how to pronounce the record label because I still don't know how to.
It's Aesthetic Noisive.
Okay.
And Sean, if you want to explain what that means again.
Well, it's taken a couple of different meanings as we've kind of progressed, but the aesthetic portion of it being, an artist's view or their outlook on their artistry and how they put those things together. And Noisive is vision backwards, so it's also a play on the word on the perception of the music, and the artistry itself. Big on perception. You know what I mean? Like your perspective can put you in a different space and space and time. So I think that's huge. And we knew kind of going into it, we wanted to be able to do our own thing and let people kind of decide on what they perceive that to be and how they receive the music.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the merch up there as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Aesthetic Noisive. We need some more, but yeah, we still got plenty.
It's time. Yo, and I got on the road to visit my people, and then I was like, dang, I didn't have any merch on. I was rushing to get out of the house this morning, so I didn't have anything on. I'm like, oh man. So,
Cool.
Shaad,
So
you
what
back,
was
baby?
next?
Yeah, man.
Can we hear you?
Oh,
Yeah, it's got a little static going on.
Pay your bill, baby.
If you want, you could. I think you can mute it until you're ready to talk. If it's still an issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you, Sean, you are also a coach.
Correct.
Coach Lex, as the album says.
Yeah, for sure.
How long have you been coaching?
Coaching. I've been teaching. I think this is my 9th year teaching and coaching. I was in deeper East Texas my first year, and for the last 7, 8 years, I've been North Houston area, coaching high school for basketball for the past 3 years, middle school prior to. Definitely another
And is
passion of mine.
And is that how you developed into being a mentor?
Man, I just think it's on my heart. Like it's in my family, you know what I mean? Like my great grandmother was an evangelist, and my mom tells me all the time how she used to take people in and try to help people out. My mother has done the same thing for different people in my family. Just that matriarch, and like I think that spirit just kind of lives in me naturally. Even coaching, even down to this past week, I've told the kids like it's not about basketball for me. It's about, this is a tool to reach your soul. Like I'm trying to help you maneuver and become a better man moving forward. So it's just kind of always naturally that mentorship has been there. And to be honest, I didn't really have too many mentors myself. So it kind of made me want to strive to reach out to the youth, because they are the future.
That's great. That's really good, man. I mean, I interviewed an artist yesterday, and they're doing the same thing. He's working with troubled youth. So
Really.
major salute to you as well, because we need mentors for our youth.
For sure. And if you can connect me with people like that, afterwards, like send me their information. Like if we can somehow connect and streamline, those are different vehicles to reach the youth, that'd be awesome.
Right. Definitely. I'll do that.
Appreciate it.
And back to you, Shaad. Your album, Rapping Ass Shaad.
Yes, sir.
Was that a quote?
First project that I did a solo project wise that had production with Keelon on it, and that was something that was big for me because I mean we worked together as a group with the village, but also doing something solo. He still delivered as he always does, and rapping that Shaad is just basically like one of the names that I go by, or people would like mention me as like that. So it's just something that I went with, and I thank them for helping me put that together. Because either way, whether it's a solo project or a group project, we're a team, and like they help me do work on my project just as much as they help. Like we work together as like the village project. So I think that was a dope thing to do, to finally have a team and like a backup behind me working on solo projects.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he really be rapping his ass out. Like he rap like all the time. Like I'm put this out here. Like he'll fall asleep. Cause my man he's a father, you know what I mean? He works hard. And then when we link up, you know, we try to maximize our time because we don't get to link up too often because we're both in Dallas, I'm in Houston. And so we'll link up and my man will fall asleep and Keelon will be playing a beat. I'm writing a verse or something and he'll just wake up and just start rapping like out of his dead sleep, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's just that connection there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always sharp, no matter the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can do that.
Nah, it's really crazy. Like, and then he'll go back to sleep, start snoring like 30 seconds later. He's like, wait, what just happened? You can't just kill that and then fall asleep. Like,
It's the passion level. I mean, I know that I can trust myself to get some rest because I'm a busy guy outside music, like my father and things of that nature. So like when we all get together, it's like really a time that I really have time to be free to myself. So sometimes I catch myself sleeping in the middle of our writing, but I mean I know I'm gonna wake up and Shaad gonna do what he had to do. Keelon gonna do what he had to do, and there's waiting on me to be the last piece to put that puzzle together, and we here.
There you go. I see you got some of your family tuning in right now.
Oh yeah, that's the homie. That's my brother. What's up, the Queen?
oh, I didn't see. You know, I can't see. I gotta get close. The Quentin, what's up, man?
He said, "Bring out the hoodies."
Oh yeah,
It is hoodie season. It's that time.
We coming with them.
Like, last week I started making s'mores with the family.
Making small.
Cool. And let's go on to your next project, Virgo, that dropped this year.
Oh, Virgo, actually, that I dropped that for my birthday. That was a project that was very close and intimate for me because I just turned 30, so I wanted to go into my new age with something special for me because I never really dropped nothing for my birthday, and so like I just wanted to do a little 6-track like project that was near and dear to me. And actually, Keelon produced that whole project, and that was also special for him because he's a Virgo too. So like we got together. I was just sitting around. I was like, "Hey, Keelon, just send me some of this, whatever you got, bro." And he was just sending me stuff, and we just went from there. Like I set up the house, thinking of concepts and writing songs and everything like that, and then I finished. I actually set a goal. I had started working on the project around June, and from June all the way up to August, I was recording and putting the pieces together, and out came. So it's a definitely dope project. It's out on all streaming platforms with all the other projects from me, Shaad, and the Village as well. Also, Keelon too. Keelon has a lot of beat tapes. I should definitely check those out.
Yep. Yep. One of my favorites on there is Autumn Flow.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's crazy because I almost didn't get that beat because when I
Really?
asked Keelon, the first time
Tell us about that.
I asked Keelon about it, the first time because when I first heard it, he had shared it on Instagram. And I asked him about it. He said, I think somebody had already got it. So I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, yeah, okay, well, man, maybe I just find something else to put on the project. And then, like I said, I had this sitting around. I just told Keelon, hey, just send me a bunch of beats that I can just find something to write to. And sure
Mhm.
enough, when he sent some beats, that was one of them. I texted somebody, I was like, hey, don't let nobody have it. Just give me what I wanted. So I greatly appreciate him for sending that to me and going ahead and letting me bless that beat one time.
Yeah, 'cause I sent it to someone. They said they wanted it, and then like time passed, and like I asked them like what they was gonna do with it, because
Mhm.
like they couldn't really find the inspiration for it anymore. So like, all right, so Shaad, this is yours now. So that was it.
And to go back, 1 year to 2020, when Sean, you dropped Coach Lex, you had a track on there that stuck with me. That was Weather Girl.
Mm, yeah.
Tell me about that story.
Man, that's tough. Uh, it was the inspiration for that is just, different relationships that I had been in. Um, also witnessing different relationships, from the outside looking in, and just the kind of ups and downs that relationships have, you know what I mean? And kind of discussing those things openly.
Mhm.
And through it all, ending the second verse of just saying, like, we're going to make it through this, through the ups, downs, whatever the dark days, bright days, I'm rocking with you. Like, let's figure this out, you know? So that's kind of where the weather girl came from, whatever the weather may be, we're still going to weather the storm, So it was kind of one of those situations.
Dope, dope. Oh, we got him Slago checking in too.
Slago,
Oh
man, what's up, bro? Peace,
man, it's been a minute. What's up, man?
right?
That's
He
another,
was one of the
dope producer I listen to. Yeah, man.
Oh
extremely. He
yeah,
was one of the first, guys to really show us major love.
yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
When in the Dallas area, him and DJ Eddie. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So appreciate them for sure.
for sure.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Can't wait to hear his album dropping next month too.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Crazy production, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need
man.
to get some cuts in soon,
Mhm.
like soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And speaking of, people from Texas that, been showing you love, I got to shout out Grandfather Clock of Quantum Leap Radio, because
Man,
he's definitely been showing y'all a lot of
yeah,
love throughout the years.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
for
been
sure.
like I love grandfather.
For sure.
As soon as we drop something or if we know something we about to drop, first thing he tell us, go ahead and send me the clean version or go ahead and send
Hmm.
it to me. We send that to him. Next week, bam, he tagging us in something. It's on the radio. Like I appreciate the love.
Yeah, he came out to a show too not too long ago to support. That was big love too, man. We appreciate
Nice.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
And he actually made an appearance on the our next album that'll be dropping whenever we release that.
Yep, he'll be on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you got the right people that that know when it with his talent that needs to be heard.
Right.
And this is one thing I've been saying a lot about hip hop is there's a lot of people out there that are trying to be MCs or producers, and it's not really their calling,
Hmm.
and they're not being honest with themselves. There's many other avenues in hip hop, like what I'm doing right now, showcasing your talent that others could be out there doing.
Right. Mm. That's
For
true.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's tough though, when when you come from the beats and the rhymes, and that's like, and maybe you can attest to that, right? Like, and you come from that, and then it's like you get to a certain point where you're kind of like, okay, well, how can I segue? How can I still be a part of the game? For me, basketball, right? I played ball, went to college to hoop, it didn't really work out, but like I still have a love for the game. So the closest I can get to it is coaching right now. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, in every avenues that you were referring to in the music industry, like that they can reach out, reach back, and still play a huge part in it.
Right. Yep.
Right. Yeah. I sometimes battle with that myself, like, wondering if this producing, like, is my calling,
Stop. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You the GOAT. It don't even matter. It don't even
Boy,
Nah.
what are you talking about?
I put
I
my
guess
money
it's
on anybody in Texas or in Texas for that matter against you.
What's wrong with him?
He acting all humble and stuff.
You're the only reason we're here, Keelon. It has nothing to do with us. It is
it's
all
not
you.
at all, man.
He's a catalyst.
I
Man,
appreciate
we're riding coattails.
I appreciate it, but nah, man. I think it's just like I just get in my head a lot, like during my creative blocks. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it happens to every creative, But I think what kind of brings me to is when like certain people like message me or call me or text me and like tell me like how much a beat like connects with them. Like I can understand like words, you know what I'm saying, lyrics. I feel like those are a little bit easier to connect with than the sounds that I'm working with. But like when somebody tells me like a certain beat like gets them emotional, like that's what lets me know like, okay, that's confirmation that like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. Like people actually understand it like I understand it.
Right. I think you got some more fam showing up.
Oh yeah, that's the homie. That's the homie. She just came out to the show me and Shaad had this past weekend.
Man, salute to y'all on the show.
I did mention the Keelon. I mentioned the Keelon after our show last week. Like, bro, like I wouldn't be the artist that I am today if it wasn't for him, because he's helped me create my sound, and all the while he's helping me create my sound, we're helping him enhance his sound, which is Astro Hop. So like, I greatly appreciate him for that.
Y'all gonna make me cry on camera?
Yes, please. Look,
I ain't gonna do that.
I would appreciate it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being humble at a craft that you excel in at.
Sure, you're right. No, I appreciate y'all though, for real.
Yeah, man. I mean, with the cohesion that the three you have, it's just constant elevation. It's the best way.
For sure.
And you were just talking about people contacting you about certain production, reaching them in a certain way.
Right.
On the Black Thoughts, Keelon's Bounce was one for me.
Oh yeah.
And you gave me Dilla vibes on that, because there's times on his projects where it would just be just his beat, and it didn't need anybody on it, and that's how I felt about the track that you did.
Yeah, I think Sean he had that. He came up with that idea of just like having one, I don't know who you referenced, but just like having like a beat on there. There's no lyrics. It's just me like showcasing my talents. You know what I'm saying? I just had to pick something that I feel like represented where I was in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was the one. That's still one of my favorites today. I need to revisit that whole project. Actually, I haven't listened to it in a minute, but yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy when we did Keelon's Bounce when we were in Austin.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the show we did. And we had a freestyle session to it.
Yeah. I think was that like the third time we performed the entire Black Ops project, maybe.
Second, third, something like that. Yeah.
Second or third.
But like we played Keelon's Bounce in the middle of the show, in the middle of the set, and then allowed people to freestyle. You know what I mean? So it was like we had a couple people on stage.
That was nice.
It was dope, man. It was dope.
That's dope. Now coming back as a group, you released Anthology this year. And on Anthology, I saw Crisis was on there.
Mm-hmm.
He did the mixing. Is that
Mixed.
correct?
Yeah, mixed.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Shaad, mute your mic.
Now, being that you worked with Sean Boog of the Away Team, who did you meet first?
I met Crisis first.
Okay.
2017. Kind of like shorten the story. It was like a showcase. So it's this guy that he doesn't do any showcases anymore. Leo J. He's out here in the Dallas area. He had a showcase. Made a post or whatever. I seen that Crisis was like a special guest.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally the first person to pay my way in. Like I need to be here with Crisis so he can hear these beats. Yeah, got to the show, whatever. Played my beats. He heard them. He liked them. Followed me via Instagram. He like kept up with me for like 3 years. 2017 to 2020, or whatever. Then I'm assuming I still don't know how, like what the conversation was between Crisis and Boog, like how they like brought me up. But yeah, that was basically it.
He had to. Boog was getting ready to put out his project, right?
Right.
So you had to get the alley-oop from Crisis. He had to be looking for production. He was like, "Hey, I know this dude that's like phenomenal."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, you got to think about it like this, because Sean Boog had a bunch of producers on that first project, but then he ended up working with you on a whole solid project. So
whole thing, yeah,
says a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not working.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I met Crisis first in 2017 at a beat showcase.
I remember you telling me about that whole experience. Because didn't like your set get flipped or something? Because Crisis was in and out.
It didn't get flipped. It went as planned. It's just that I think Crisis is like he had a lot of business to handle. Like he was like walking outside on the phone, you know. Like the guy before me. This is not a knock to Crisis or whatever at all, but like he walked out like during his set or whatever, and I was thinking to myself like, dang, like is he gonna be here to like hear my music? As soon as my first beat started playing, he walked back in. So yeah, so,
that's crazy. Yeah, you can't leave that out. You can't leave that out.
Yeah, you can't leave that.
Yeah. So he heard the whole set, and I wish I had more video of it. I think I only got like 2 videos, but you know, it's up here. I remember, so and that's all that matters.
So tell us more about the anthology.
Man, to be honest, that's really just like a compilation of like music that we were making between like 2019, 2020, I want to say, or yeah, 2019, early 2020. Really just wanted to like showcase my production, their lyricism, you know what I'm saying? We really didn't have like a concept. The concept was no concept, you know, just wanted to put a body of work together for people to enjoy, really. That's really it.
And how about for Sean and Shaad? What comes to mind when you think of anthology?
Well, with the anthology, like Keelon pretty much said, it was just like a piece of poetry. We had been like some of the tracks we had wrote like a while back. Some of them were new. We actually got together for Sean's birthday, and we accumulated some of these tracks and cooked up a couple of them. And we got an Airbnb, and we had locked in like all weekend. Like it was one day, I think it was Saturday. We woke up at like 9 in the morning, and from 9 in the morning to like 12 at night, we was just either at the Airbnb recording, or we had a session with Silas and Mez. Shout out to them. We was working, and so like it just came anthology. We just came with the name of piece of anthology because it's like piece of poetry, and like that's how we came up with it. And it's just a beautiful display of art that we were trying to give to the people.
For sure. I second, third what they say on that. It was just it was natural. It was organic. You know what I mean? Very organic. Every time we get together, like I said, we try to maximize our time because it's not frequent that we're able to get together. And we got together in Austin for my birthday and created some music. And we already had a couple other tracks in the vault. Put them together. Got with Mez and on the engineering side, and he made them crisp. Tuck those vocals like a newborn. You know, and Anthology was born. So
shout out to Rodney Harrod on the cover art.
yeah, shout out to Rodney on the cover art for sure.
It was crazy.
Big shout. He also did the Virgo cover art too as well. So shout out to him.
Yeah, shout him out, definitely. Now tell me more about Good Riddance.
Good Riddance is actually my group. It's actually a writing group of it's a group that I was with originally before I met these guys. It's consistent of 3 songwriters. It's me, Rod Wills, and Kiki. They're both R&B artists, but Rod also rap as well. So he's like back and forth.
Does both. Okay.
Good Riddance was started for us. It was basically just like I said, it was like a writing group. We would come together like when we were working on solo projects. We would help each other write or contribute any way that we can to make the projects good. And so like shout out to them. Like we still do it. Like it's nothing different. Like I can still call them now, even when I'm working on a project with them. I'm like, hey, can you contribute to this with that, stuff like that? Because I had vocals from both of them on the Virgo project. Rod was actually on the Black Thoughts project. He was on the track I had, Dollar Bill. That was him on the chorus. So it's just like, it's just a writing team. And whenever I need them or I can get ideas or bounce ideas with them, they're my people.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't too sure because I always saw it on your page, so I wasn't too familiar with what it was.
Yeah, Good Riddance is a writing team. But
okay.
It's a group of talented people.
That's good to hear. And for you, Sean, tell us about Forever Growth Season.
Man, that's just I don't even know why I started saying that, like, to be honest. But you know, it's just a mindset, man. It's just like, you know, you hit certain points where the sun may not be shining on you as much as, you know, the other flowers or everything else that's in the garden that's growing, and you got to find a way to kind of continue to grow in that time. To kind of relate it to coaching, you know, we've been taking some L's early in the season, and I've been telling the boys, you know what I'm saying, like it's the losses are okay if there's a lesson that you learn from them. So for me, that growth season is just kind of a reminder that like it's a constant, it's a long haul. You know what I mean? The growth doesn't happen overnight. This doesn't happen overnight. The fact that we're having this conversation with you doesn't happen overnight. And so we just gotta stay in for the long haul, and that's a forever thing, you know. So that's kind of where that comes from.
Okay.
Yep.
And on to you, Keelon. Tell me more about Bistronaut.
Oh, really not too much behind that. That's just like kind of goes with the Astro Hop thing. You know, I don't know. I guess it's like I'm a beachstronaut, like being an astronaut and Astro Hop. I'm a beachstronaut because I make beats. I think Astro Hop though is kind of a parallel with Forever Growth Season, like Sean. It's kind of my way of saying that. But for me, Astro Hop is like, I don't know, it's like my continuous journey of like, you know, evolving. Like I kind of like envision it as like somebody just like floating through space. Like, you know, you're gonna encounter these different galaxies, planets, moons, stars, or whatever. And that's just kind of what I think Astro Hop is. That's kind of what I want to do with my sound. I don't ever want to like box myself in or like stop growing. You know, I just want to continue to just, you know, challenge myself, like try new sounds, try different genres. You know, just I don't ever want to stay the same. I want to just continue floating through this space. I don't want anything to stop me. So yeah, that's basically what Astro Hop is. And I'm a beach astronaut in Astro Hop, I guess.
That's the coolest answer ever.
I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Now, between Virgo, Rapping Ass Shaad, Anthology, Black Thoughts, Coach Lex, when you go back to those projects and you see how you are now and with the upcoming project, how do you feel your progression has been?
Who want to take
I feel growth every time. Rapping at Shaad was a new experience for me. I was at a different stage in my life, so like I feel like it was a transition of me becoming more in tune with who I was than who I used to be. And so like Black Thoughts actually started that, because when I started working on Black Thoughts, I was still kind of lost, but I was in the transition of finding out who I was. Then Rapping at Shaad came, and it really made me discover and love the person I became. And Virgo was really just me saying that this is me. I'm here now, and like this is who I am as an artist. Anthology was as well. It was really just like everything that was written on that project, me verse wise, like it came effortless. It was like I could go in and I was just pouring my heart out on the track, and I feel a transition. I like Sean say it's forever growth season. It's definitely forever growth season with me.
I don't know. For me, Black Thoughts. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was 2 years in making beats. Not that I didn't know I was doing. Like I knew what direction I wanted to go in. I just didn't know what route to take. You know what I'm saying? So I was just doing anything, whatever felt good. That's what I was doing with Black Thoughts. And Coach Lex, I kind of like had a better direction. Vision kind of cleared a little bit. Same with Rapping at Shaad, Virgo. And then like now with this next project, like
Wait. Before you continue,
go ahead.
we have two other projects that like a lot of people don't know
Yeah.
about. Prior to
Trinity.
that, with three. So
And then this
Trinity,
happened in Trinity,
Juicy, and this happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
and then this
so
happened.
I want you to just, before you finish answering that question, like that's a part
All
of that
right.
journey as well.
Pretty sure. So Due Season, that was the first time anybody, Sean, had let me, be a part of their project as far as production. That was like my first beats that I put out publicly on a project. And I really, really didn't know what I was doing then at that point. And then with it, and then this happened, which came after that one. I had a little bit more direction. Was still kind of like finding my sound. I don't even think I like came up with the Astro Hop thing just yet. But then with Black Thoughts, I think that's when the Astro Hop kind of like started, and I kind of like had a direction of what I wanted to do with the sound, and like the identity we kind of wanted to have as like a group, or even myself. And then then with this next project that we plan on releasing, man, like I think with this next project, it's my first time actually like producing rather than just beat making. And that, to be honest, like being in that session with these guys and with the engineer Curtis, that was probably the most fun I've ever had, like in music. Like producing is fun. Just like just like figuring out which pockets to hit, like with their vocals. We just bouncing ideas off of each other, and then like ideas with the mix engineer. That's very fun. I think I might enjoy that more than actually just making beats, to be honest. But yeah, to answer your question, like growth is definitely evident from Due Season up until now.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
I feel that, and the reason I ask that question is when I listen to Black Thoughts, and then I listen to the solo projects, and then onto Anthology, I hear the progression. So I wanted to hear personally from the three of you how it felt
Right. Yeah.
throughout that span of the time.
Yeah. Definitely hear it for sure.
Yeah,
And
you can definitely. My bad. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, especially like with these two, like you can hear just how, because they when we first started, they've always had like this chemistry, you know what I'm saying? But it just keeps getting better. Like they just, I don't know, like I don't know, because they're the MCs. So I don't really know how they do it, but you can hear that the chemistry is like getting better every time.
And you recently did what was it, like I think it was called Art of the Elements.
Right. Yeah, me and Rashad we went back to our hometown. It was my first time actually like having a beat set and actually DJing for an artist. Period. That was very fun as well. Like I want to continue doing that. I can't wait to DJ our next show. Yeah, it was very fun. We got a lot of love. Shaad killed the stage. Like energy was crazy. But like it felt great to like go home and do that. I think that was important for me to like have my first DJ set, my first beat set in front of the crowd, and it be like at home, like where I was born
And publicly, just want to salute y'all for killing that set, man. I'm sick still because I was unable to attend. I'm sick still.
I'm sick still.
Yeah. I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying, man. That was that was a point. I couldn't make it because initially I guess we were supposed to headline that. I guess is that how that was supposed to work?
Yeah, we was as the village. Yeah,
And
That's still coming.
yeah, for sure. For sure. But I had basketball season had just kicked off, and we had a sub varsity tournament. And I was unable to go. I was sick. I'm still sick behind that because I didn't get to see, Keelan's my cousin. And so I didn't get to see him do that. I didn't get to see Shaad. They're both from Tyler. I didn't get to see them like really thrive in that moment. And so looking forward to the next time for sure.
It was definitely.
I know y'all killed it though for sure.
It was definitely a beautiful thing. I'm proud of Keelon. I told him that night, like, bro, I'm proud of you, because usually when we do shows, we try to get Keelon to get on stage, and he always just left us.
You don't want to go on.
Background.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, you really did this time.
He owned it. He practiced in the mirror. He was practicing.
From the time they told us the show date, I was practicing from then until the show till the date.
Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a good time for sure.
So you're not a fan of being on stage?
I wasn't, but after that show, like
after that, it felt good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's why I want to be
Shaad.
I know.
Not rapping. I'm not rapping.
I ain't gonna snatch the mic.
Nah. I'll definitely DJ for sure. That was very fun.
Yeah.
And with that show, have you done any other recent shows since they've been allowing people to perform with everything that's been going on the past year and a half, 2 years now?
I don't think we did do one in Fort Worth, but that was like
Houston.
Was it last year? That was last year, I think. When
I can't remember. It was like summer, spring.
I think that was the last show that we did, was the one that was in Fort Worth. Other than that, we hadn't really did too many shows.
And the one in Houston.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah, really like 2-3 shows maybe since this whole pandemic.
Yeah. We've been talking about discussing putting together our own show. still in the works. You know, just trying to connect those dots and make sure the time is right.
Trying
Right,
to do some
definitely.
movies.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely worth it now. Everybody wants to come out. I don't know how the weather is right now down there, but you know the temperature already dropped up here.
Oh yeah,
It's dropping
it's still hot.
slowly, but
Like 70 today, I believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 50 in the morning and 70 in the evening.
yeah, I would say it be cold at night, then hot during the day, so it's weird.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it already hit the 20s up here.
Oh my god.
Mhm. I got nothing for the 20s.
No.
At all, bro.
I'm gonna have to go back to the thermals. You know them thermals, baby.
The big
Putting them on underneath. Long Johns, as my pops call them. You heard me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, speaking on, you know, having a great experience back in your hometown. Also, let's talk about your experience of the Beatmakers Room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that was actually my first just beat set in general. That was a fun experience as well. I want to do it again. It kind of like reminded me of like a rhythm roulette type of thing, but I'm not really making a beat on the spot. But as I mentioned that, I would love to be on rhythm roulette. Like, oh my god! Once I seen Ninth Wonders episode,
Oh,
I think that has like the most views like out of any.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
but yeah,
checked that one out, but I did for sure check out Big Crits.
I think that his rhythm roulette, that's what like made me a fan. Cause like at first I heard of him, you know, I really wasn't like into his music just yet. But when I seen that and just seen how easy he made making beats look, at first I fell in love with the machine, the Native Instruments machine, and I was like, yeah, I need to find more of his music. But yeah, the Beatmakers Room said that was pretty dope. I think that was the first episode that they ever dropped. Shout out to them. Lonelier and Theo Hooks. Yeah, I want to do it again. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching that.
Appreciate it.
Definitely looked like he was having fun doing it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
The Village, everybody. The South always has something to say.
That's right.
I definitely appreciate y'all taking the time, you know, to speak on your music, you know, how you came up, you know, life and everything. And once again, your sound will never be put in a box. And that's what I appreciate about you brothers.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And as always, definitely, as always, give your shout outs and tell everyone where they can reach out and support your music.
Shaad, you want to go first?
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't want to be rude and start it off. You know,
You good.
but
You don't care any other time.
You can find me on Instagram at Shaad_Black Sheep. They always complain about my name. They say it's so long. But Shaad
I wasn't gonna say anything this time. I wasn't gonna say
my music.
anything this time.
My music is on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Tidal, anything. YouTube. You can look it up on YouTube. Actually, it's on Pandora too as well. So like, you can just find me anywhere. On Twitter is goodriddance_RR, and then Facebook. Not many people use that, but it's Shaad in Shaad4 if you're looking for it on Facebook.
For me, Instagram, Keelon Donnel, KEELONDONNEL_. Twitter, I think is just Keelon Donnel. Facebook, Keelon Donnel. Got music, SoundCloud, iTunes, well, any DSP. Yeah, that's really it.
Sean Lexima, my name is my name, you know. That's pretty much it. I think it's at Sean Lexima on all of those digital, what are they called? I'm old, I can't.
Social network.
Social media?
On the socials. On your social medias and all the DSPs, you can find the music there as well. I'm gonna shout out, these brothers, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, love y'all for life. So
Appreciate it,
many
man.
other artists that also inspired me, and artists that we've gotten a chance to work with, and the experiences that we've had moving forward with this along this journey, and for all of the haters out there that thought I couldn't teach coach rap and be successful at all three. I love you.
Hey.
I love you.
Hey.
Cool. And with that being said, I also put up the link tree for the village for everyone to go check that out.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Oh, and the Instagram for the village is the Village TX. I guess how it is right there on the link tree. THEVILLAGETX.
Definitely.
And did we refer to
What's
Summers
that?
in the South? Did we even say the name?
Oh well, yeah.
Are we
Project
breaking it?
Runaway. He already said the Summers in the South.
He just said.
We breaking it?
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
it's
on you.
Summers in the South. Summers in the South.
Summers in the South coming up next.
Summers in the South. There you go.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to this.
Appreciate
Once again, thank you so much. And on behalf of myself and the rest of the HHDG Media crew, we're going to say peace.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Peace. Appreciate it.